I'm Dr. Priyaranja. Good afternoon. I'm the President of the Confederation of Indian Universities and also the International President of the
छोटा था चाहिए छोटा हो गया
I'm asked to deliberate today on how to really introduce environmental speech education and remark. Thank you. I am MD Thomas. I am working as director of the Institute of Farming and Fish Studies. I am working on intertrade relationship.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Dr. Years of from Mananda University. Plus, I am heading Mananda Center for Research. So, here I am.
Namaskar. Mananda, Honorary Director and International Service Indian. Namaskar. My name is Gopal Arora. I have the responsibility as a secretary and and professionally I'm teaching in university. Namaste everyone, my name is Yash. Currently I'm working with Global Peace Foundation. Also I'm an educator and teacher for India.
My name is Lokesh Kumar Sharma. I am representing a religious organization working for Mananda.
I am Pramod. I am with Gplc India for now 1 year. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Durga. I'm working in Global Peace Foundations since 2000.
Namaste. I'm Shanta. I'm secretary member for Indian Council for International Law.
State is the prayer from Peace Foundation advisor for Washington.
Good afternoon. I'm Viren Gupta with the other affairs.
May I request all my friends who are online virtually join us. Can you please introduce yourself briefly, starting from Ashok Pandey?
Yeah, thank you, sir. I'm Ashok Pandey. I'm an educationist based in Delhi. And I'm very proud of my very long association with Global Peace Foundation. The first that conference happened here, I was a participant there. I visited Korea also in one of the conferences. And Dr. Tony Devine, particularly, we have been working together in the field of education. And during the past 2 years of pandemic, we participated and conducted many peace conferences around the world, particularly in Africa, Philippines, Ireland, US, and India. Tony was very kind in connecting with the Indian educators, and he has appeared on a Zoom seminar and talking to them about it almost about a dozen times. And that is how our association has been. And I'm very excited to be part of this next conference scheduled in February 2023. And I'm happy to be part of this deliberation. Thank you.
May I request you? Can you hear me?
My name is Sadhvi Bhagwati Saraswati. I'm joining you from Rishikesh, from the banks of Mother Ganga, from the lap of our sacred Himalayas. It's such a joy to be together. We are, as you know, very actively, passionately, compassionately engaged in work for peace, whether it's the actual conflict resolution, the actual interfaith harmony, interfaith dialogue work, which we've been doing for decades, or whether it's the expanded definition of peace work that we've been doing, which is really predicated upon the deep awareness that we can't actually live in any kind of meaningful or sustainable peace if our sisters and brothers are suffering from lack of water, lack of food, lack of sanitation, lack of healthcare, lack of so much, and that our work for peace really needs to include not just restraining from killing each other, but actually it needs to include active work for ensuring that all of our sisters and brothers have access to that which they need for healthy, sustainable, peaceful lives. So we're very, very happy to be working together with all of you once again, to be together again as a beautiful family, and looking forward to being in person all together again in February.
Thank you, Sadhvi. We remember your guidance when we made this certificate on 8th of June, that this should not be a talk shop, it should be a movement. And that's why we are meeting to how to make it action, action, action. How we can translate what's to come in the life. And really,
absolutely.
Yeah. Gail, you have the floor.
Hello. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to be here with all of you. Thank you. My name is Gail Hambleton. I serve with the Global Peace Foundation as a senior program specialist with values-based peace building. I know that I'm going to be saying a word a bit later, so I just want to say hello, and I'm so happy to see all of my old friends, and I'm excited because I know that I'm going to make many new friends. Thank you, Dr. Rai.
Tony, introduce yourself. Tony, you're the floor.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Rai. Good seeing you again. We've met many times in Kenya over the years. Great seeing you here. And also really want to acknowledge my good friend Ashok Pandey, who we've been working with for many years now on transforming education. I'm the Vice President of Education with Global Peace Foundation, and we're on a very important effort to literally transform education, right, with the character, the skills, the entrepreneurial mindset to really prepare our students and our teachers for the modern world and the modern workforce. So it's a great pleasure and honor to be part of this planning meeting as we prepare for this upcoming important Global Peace Leadership Conference. I'm looking forward to our meeting today. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Anil Jaggi, you have the floor, sir. Introduce yourself.
Yeah, namaste and namaste and good afternoon to all of you. It's my honor and my pleasure to be part of this program, and very happy to meet all of you face to face as well as virtually. Not able to come to Delhi, but yes, definitely looking forward to see you in Rishikesh on 16th. Originally, I'm from IT industry. I worked in the IT sector, but from IT sector, I moved from normal IT to digital empowerment, how to bring IT from classes to masses. That was my agenda, and I was part of World Summit on Information Society, which was started in Geneva by ITU. And for the last 10 years, I'm working in the area of CSR, corporate social responsibility in India, as a consultant, as a publisher, also as an expert. And right now we are working in the especially in the domain of CSR and SDG, CSR and education, CSR and skill development, and CSR for responsible and conscious leadership. So this is a brief introduction. So thank you very much for this opportunity, Dr. Rai, and looking forward to see you all once again. Thank you.
Let us know from where the speaking. Are you in Korea, in Indonesia, or Malaysia?
Hello, namaste to everyone. Yeah, I'm Malaysian. I'm joining you from Cambodia and also serving in Thailand and almost everywhere. I'm also working very closely with Dr. Rai at the Global Peace Service Alliance. By the way, my name is Nicholas Lee. I'm glad to meet all the new friends, and also happy to meet my friends. I call them comrades, also colleagues from around the world. So I'm so excited to be with this team and looking forward for exciting event in India next year. Thank you so much.
You have the floor, sir. Please introduce yourself. Professor Salim, can you hear me?
Kindly unmute you.
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you now. Please go ahead.
Yeah. My name is Sajid, and I am a professor of social work at Jamia Millia Islamia, New Delhi. I had the distinction of being the founding director of the Nelson Mandela Center for Peace and Conflict Resolution, which we established at Jamia Millia Islamia in 2003. I have been the former registrar and former pro-vice chancellor of the university. For the past few decades, I have been striving to build inclusive society, pluralistic society in which there is respect for diversity and differences. And I look forward to Global Peace Foundation and their endeavors in this regard, as also the upcoming conference on global peace leadership, which I think is going to provide us a direction and concrete interventions to develop a society which Mahatma Gandhi had visualized and leaders like Mandela, Tutu, and others had in their vision. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Still, we remember our promise. We will come one day to visit Nelson Mandela Center.
Yeah, you have to visit us. Thank you very much. If you remember that.
You will still remember. Mali, you have the floor. Can you introduce yourself? Mali.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Rothstein. I'm with GPF's headquarters. I've worked on a few other conferences, so I'm really excited to work with this team.
Thank you. Thank you. Ram Panta. Hello, Ram. Can you introduce yourself?
Hello, namaste everyone. I am Ram Rohan Panta, joining from Kathmandu, Nepal. I'm with Global Peace Foundation, working here locally in Nepal. I'm very much excited. This convening happening in next year, February, in our region. My fully personal support and also my organizational support for this conference to make grand success. According to our plan, I'm very much delighted and happy to join all of you. Thank you.
We need your help. We need your help. Very soon we will give you some tasks. Now, let me recognize Amit Gupta ji, our good friend and vice president of Amit ji.
Thank you very much, sir. I'm really delighted to be a part of this important meeting today. Please accept my apologies that I couldn't join you in person, but I'm really excited to learn from the outcome of these deliberations, and we welcome our friends from the other organization, and the credit goes to you, Dr. Rai, for that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Now I think the last I can see the name Chiranjeev Bhatrai from Nepal. Can you, Chiranjeev, can you introduce you briefly? Chiranjeev, he is muted. He is muted. Shanta, please unmute. In the meantime, anybody who has joined recently can introduce themselves. Can you introduce yourself?
Hello.
Yes. Hello, Chiranjeev.
Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Ramakrishna.
Yes. This is Chiranjeevi Bhattrai. I missed some of the parts ongoing. So I'm with Nepal, Global Peace Foundation, Nepal. I've been supporting and doing some work as a member of the board of directors. So nice to be with you. So I'll contribute later on. Thank you so much. Over to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Chiranjeev. Anybody else who has not been close?
Excuse me, it's a little bit hard to hear you, Dr. Rai. If there's any way to make your voice.
Yes, I'm sorry. So the system was not working, so I could not hear most of the processing before. So audible now? Yes?
Yeah. Mr. Bhattrai, you are audible. Gail was talking to Dr. Markande.
Okay.
Yeah, you are fine. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much. My name is Chiranjeevi Bhattrai. I'm with Global Peace Foundation, Nepal, as a board of director. So I support Mr. Ram Rohan Panta for the activities under the Global Peace Foundation and the other initiatives organized by Global Peace Foundation. Thank you so much. My background is social scientist.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Currently, you might see my, the logo, that is Nepal Water Conservation Foundation. I work here as an executive coordinator.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Let me very briefly, because we have spent quite time on introducing, let me briefly welcome you and thank you for joining today's second part of meeting for Global Peace Leadership Conference 2023, which will be held in Delhi on February 7 to 9. You know all that we have very popular theme this time, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. But Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, when we talk, everybody talks about Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Main problem is that how to translate into the life so that it should not remain only the slogan and the lip service, rather it should be involved, inculcated in the life, and for that one, we want to see that this will be vision for advancing human consciousness and peace. The source of things we have, and one of the most important things is youth empowerment, build youth, build the nation, value education, of course, transforming education also, one of the things that we can bring, inculcate other things also in that one. And last but not least, environmental conservation. I don't want to take much time, and before I say that we want to see that this conference is not a talk, rather it will start like a movement. Means we want action, action, action. And Sajid is listening to me. When I was in Rishikesh, Chidananji also, Swami Chidananji said, look, if you want to make this Bhagavad to come as a movement, as a process, we are with you. Because a lot of talks are, but nothing is happening. The families are breaking, divorce are taking place, old persons are living in fear, and a lot of old persons homes are blooming. In that situation, when we are talking about Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, we should start practicing and let us bring some process of spirituality into that one, where we talk about give, love, and service. Service is the most important. How to bring those things, which was the culture of India, for the religion, how we can feel that we should ask our neighbor whether he has a roti to eat or not, whether somebody is sitting without food. So not to talk longer, we will talk later on. We have to change ourselves. How to change? How to bring the youth as a playing the most important role as an ambassador of leader of today and tomorrow. Not only saying that India is a young country, we have the 600 million population youth, and there is a demographic dividend, but not involving them in improving and making India as a peaceful group through our philosophy. Not only yoga, rather Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, that we are one family of one God. Eka Satjitra Bhavna Bhaganti. We are one. And with these few words, I'm just inviting Ambassador Bill Gupta ji, the President of ARSP, Antarashtriya Yoga Parishad, to say a few words and welcome you and to give the blessings and guidance.
Thank you, Markandeji. It is indeed a great pleasure for me to be here. And first of all, I'd like to welcome everybody. Delightful and very distinguished people attending today's conference, both in physical and virtual formats. I want to welcome everybody, and I think I'm very moved by the commitment of everybody I see around me to the idea of global peace, the idea of promoting solidarity. These things are not easy because it operates at two levels, it seems to be. One is at the level of people, and I believe people are naturally very peace-loving. I'll just narrate an incident. When I was in Delhi after finishing my tenure in New York, within a short period of time, I was asked to go to Israel to open the Indian embassy. And this thought didn't please me very much because the only Israelis that I had contact with were the Hasidic, or not contact, I had seen, were the Hasidic Jews in New York. And that was not a very welcome sight. So my first instinct was to decline the offer. But then I realized that in the government service, even if you were offered by your top boss, by the foreign secretary, that he wanted me to think about it, that was pretty much an order. And I went there with sense of trepidation. What I knew from media reports was that the Israeli people were warmongers. They were terrorizing the Palestinians. And one would have this tendency to broad brush the entire Jewish population. And I realized how wrong I was. Because this happens in politics. People are very simple and very innocent and very good, peace-loving all around, whether the Jewish people or the Arab people, whether Indians. We have a problem with the Chinese and the Pakistanis, but one has met remarkable Pakistanis and Chinese. So people at that level, you can create a movement, and I hope that Global Peace Foundation will seek to promote people-to-people contacts and promote greater awareness and understanding that peace would be to the benefit of everyone. Then, of course, there is something at another level, which is how the governments function. And governments function basically to secure their own interests, their own prestige, the prestige of the leaders, and their peace is always, part of the rhetoric. We talk about it, but I don't think it is anybody's mind, really. So how do you impact on the thinking of the governments? And I think that is, again, a very great challenge for the Global Peace Foundation. The kind of networking that you have, the kind of people that are connected with your organization, I think gives us a sense of hope. It's a considerable privilege. It is for the first time that Antarashtriya Sahyog Parishad will be partnering. In fact, is partnering today in this meeting conference. And I think our own idea is to promote peace and cordiality through people-to-people contact. We do, of course, as the occasion demands, try and impact the government's policies also, policies of our own government and also the policies of the. But I think our basic modality is to connect with people with the idea of promoting cordiality, peace, and friendship. So I think we are open to the idea or to any suggestion, any proposal from any organization which is working towards creating. So I think in that we find a lot of synergy, we find a lot of common ground. And I think that was the reason that we readily agreed to the invitation to us to join GPF in this partnering networking organization conference. And we very much hope to be part of your conference in February, the large conference. I think it's a good idea to do these high-profile events so that people at large get a message that one is not only hearing about war and conflict and tension all the time, but that there are people who are seriously thinking, who are seriously striving to promote this. With these two words, Dr. Nayak, I would like to thank you once again for giving me this opportunity to meet with such wonderful people and for ARSP to be part of this great. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Very, very exciting statement that commitment for peace. That is what we are here. Partnering for the commitment for peace. To start with us and to promote it to the people. People to people perfect. Awareness is the one. And I really appreciate ARSP for providing this opportunity to host this meeting here, and then your blessings that ARSP will be participating for the forthcoming meetings on and thank you, sir. We will take it as action program. That is what we want. We want to give what action is required to promote Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Not only talk, rather how to create awareness, how to protect the people, how to mobilize the youth. Those things will help basically go for making some action plan which we can implement in the schools, in colleges, in the universities, in the society, and we can motivate government. We have to take the responsibility and not again think of the government. We thank you so much. Now let me invite our Secretary General Shanta Pandey to give his blessing and few words of wisdom. Thank you, sir. Shanta Pandey.
Thank you, Mananda. And good afternoon to everyone. I'm aware that Nabhi has said the message. He will be leaving at 4. He has another engagement. If you wish to request her first, Okay, after me, that's fine. So, I'm speaking, you know, there will be something like
मेरा वीडियो ऑन कर दो भाई जल्दी जल्दी thank you धन्यवाद Jay Gange. So yes, I'm sorry. I do have to leave a little earlier. I've got another call I have to be on it for. But I wanted just to say, as Dr. Rai mentioned about Puja Swamiji's comments about the importance of bringing peace and how it's really the thread that runs through not only all of us, but through every aspect of our lives. And of course, as we look at planning for this event in February, I think the greatest opportunity and also the greatest challenge that we're going to have is to weave together the criticalness of inner peace for everyone, in which if we're not in peace, we're not going to be able to manifest that peace or bring that peace to the world. It doesn't matter how many hungry people we feed. It doesn't matter how many schools that we build. If we're not in peace, the people around us are not going to be able to be in peace. And therefore, we won't be able to really be efficient, effective, powerful transmitters of peace in the world. For that ripple impact to happen, it has to happen from a place of each of us on the inside. So as we look at this event and the ripples it's going to bring into the world, we have this beautiful opportunity to weave together that inner peace, but then also to realize that's only the foundation. It's not, may each of us be in peace, full stop. It's, may each of us be in peace so that we can be vehicles, vessels, channels of bringing that peace in the world. And that's something that we've been really committed to with regard especially to environmental protection, preservation, climate change, women's empowerment, gender equality, so many aspects that are deeply impacting our lives, our societies, our communities, our health today, and that are going to have even more of a critical impact upon us in the days to come. When we look at conflict, violent conflict, one of the greatest causes of violent conflict is lack of resources, whether it's land, whether it's water, whether it's food. And what we know with what's happening with water and the environment today is that over the next decade or 2 decades, we're going to have, the United Nations estimates, up to several 100 million water refugees. Now you imagine the impact upon peace and conflict in our societies when we've got hundreds of millions of refugees who have to leave their homes due to lack of water, or due to rising sea levels, due to aspects around water that turn their land, their homes, their villages uninhabitable. We also know that as people are suffering due to lack of clean water, due to lack of sanitation, lack of hygiene, especially in places like India, but also in so many other countries around the world, we're not able to actually bring our intelligence, our energy, our time into working together if we're all homesick with diarrhea or cholera or other illnesses. And so ensuring that there is access to safe, sufficient water, sanitation, hygiene, as our Global Interfaith WASH Alliance is dedicated to, but expanding on that into clean air, clean soil, when people are getting sick from the food that they're eating, from the air that they're breathing. We can have as many interfaith roundtables as we want, but you can't consider that a peaceful society. And what we know is that each of our actions, our decisions, our choices in life about what we eat, what we buy, what we wear, how we travel, how we work, how we vote, have these ripple impacts into the world that are directly responsible for our sisters and brothers having access to this greater definition of peace or not. So when we look at February, I think it's a very exciting opportunity to take this thread of peace. You know, in Sanskrit, we talk about a sutra, that which actually weaves together that which is sacred. And using that sutra, that thread of peace, weaving together the inner work that is critical for all of us, but then weaving that into the way that every one of us lives, in our families, in our offices, in our companies, in our workplaces, in our communities, in our societies, with regard to protection of the environment, with regard to gender equality. And I know that we've got a huge section around education, which is also so critical because, of course, we only do that which we learn to do. So I know this is not the time to get into all of the details of what we envision, and that we're going to have the wonderful opportunity to sit together here in Rishikesh in a couple of weeks. But I just wanted to plant that seed of peace being that sutra that begins in our hearts. It begins with our personal practices, our personal pledges of how we are going to recognize that each of us at our core is actually peace, that that's our true nature. And then bring that into how we live, so that it's not that we stand up off our yoga mat or off our meditation cushion and suddenly we start living in ways that bring harm to our environment, because without water to drink, without air to breathe, without soil in which to grow our food, nothing else matters. So that is really the peace that we need to bring today. And without taking any more time, just to express my really deep gratitude for the Global Peace Foundation's leadership, for the great, great work that you're all doing, and for all of you working on the ground in so many different offices and places and ways to really bring about a movement, as we spoke about, a movement of peace that moves each of us, and then each of us touches and moves others. So thank you for this opportunity to share. Thank you for the beautiful work that you're doing. And I look so, so forward to being together very soon.
Thank you, Sadhviji, for your blessings. Peace begins from you. If you don't have peace, you can't give peace to others. I fully agree. Only thing we have to see that how to translate into action the way we mentioned to. And now, peace is not a token, rather it is related with many, many things, water, sanitation, and without living together with nature, closer to nature, it is not possible to be peaceful. That's why our Shanti part says, Om Deva Shanti, Shanti, Prithvi Shanti, Shanti Rapa, Shanti Rova. So, till the earth is peaceful, till plants are peaceful, till water is peaceful, till the sky is peaceful, we can't be peaceful. So we have to know how to live with the nature, and only then peace can be attained. And I fully agree, we may come on 16th to seek your blessing and Swami's blessing. and to discuss in details with you in this occasion. Om Shanti, thank you so much for your wisdom, your word, and we will translate to action what was the inner peace, how to bring inner peace is most important, and to environmental conservation. Without that one, unless we take care of our rivers, plants, trees, or mountains, our art, our soil, we can't be peaceful. Thank you so much. We will act on it. What will help us? Thank you so much. I request now.
Yes, sure.
Shyamji.
Thank you. Very glad as Antarrashtriya Sahyog Parishad to join hands with Global Peace Foundation and other organizations, because we are today talking about peace, justice, and strong institutions. All will depend on fruitful partnerships. And unless and until we try to continue, because peace cannot be achieved by singular organizations, which have been going on. But unless and until we have joined hands together, we are not going to do. It all starts, I feel, from family. Family, woman. And when Kutumba comes, the word family, again and again, we are about to create a global family. And when family is the there is family. Brothers and sisters and the unity is all together. One thing, one. Then they always do. Because we might fight among ourselves, but at the end of the day, when we love each other. Similar, unless until all these organizations are partners, have to understand each other. We cannot create an alliance, a global alliance. We don't be doing that and start with the family values. Like evolution of a child, it's self-centered initially, connected to his or her mother, and then slowly evolves into being a part of the society, and then human society, and the whole creation. It's similar for organizations also. So I feel that we need to have future generations and hand over an environment, a mother earth to them that they will enjoy more than our generation. Because the Gandhian value says that you only have a right to utilize or fulfill your need and not go beyond, exploit the mother. There is only one mother that the humanity shares. Another until we learn to live with that, this will not be happening. So with that in mind, we are joining and we are glad to join this forum, a global peace movement. And I, on behalf of Antarrashtriya Sahyog Parishad, wish this effort into building a movement. Dhanyawad and thank you.
Thank you very much, Shyamji. Very bravely you have saved this. I could set up my. You are very much right that time has come to scale up the things. and join hands with like-minded people to make a bigger impact. And Gplc is here in your door, and thankful we are even to giving us the opportunity to share our thoughts and vision with you and your support. I'm sure that we will make it a movement that is happening. It will become a movement, and it will be, I can assure you, on behalf of India, it will be a fruitful part. It will be very good partnership. Anything which we want to do out of India also, to connect with Indian diaspora, either in the US, I can see that David Caprara is here. I can, on behalf of PKF, I can take this responsibility that we can connect and we can do everything possible to work with you. It is our honor and pleasure to work with ARSP, and where I'm already working with you, and I'm working with, I can play a role of a bridge between PKF and ARSP. Peace cannot be achieved without a family, and family values we have to be able to maintain. One family, we always say that is the slogan of ARSP also. That is what we want to say, that how to get one. We are trying to connect with Indian diaspora, and that is what Baleshwar was offered to connect with everybody in any corner of the world. So this conference will, I think, with your blessings, with your guidance of the ARSP, and Mr. Gupta here, and everybody, we will make it a movement, action program, not only a talk shop just to begin to come and go and just forget what it is. We are preparing an action plan, and that will be your action plan. It will be everybody's action plan. That's why I'm listening, and I want to gather information on your behalf. What action is required in different tracks and different topics. So I'm really thankful to see that we have to, there's the saying of engagement. And today we are here to see a dream. We say that if one person sees a dream, this is a dream. But if many start seeing the same dream, it becomes a dream. So from today, we are seeing a dream of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, which is the slogan of yours, and ARSP, ours, and all of us, including government of India also. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, let us make it reality, not just to line in Mahapunisha and not only putting in the book, rather how to translate into our life that we are one. We are one family, and we should promote this one from starting from. Thank you so much. I will speak, I would not like to speak. I will invite now Mr. David Caprara to speak about the year and the conference.
Thank you, Dr. Rai. Thank you, Ambassador Gupta, to be here again. Sham, Renee. I want us to give them a round of applause. Look at this wonderful virtual room, by the way. We see all of you online on the screen. It's a beautiful setting, and both of you said we're joining hands. We're blessed to really be your servant. Everything you said, I don't need to speak. You've already said it. So let's give ARSP a round of applause. Thank you. I've known people back in the States and Tony Devine does virtual meetings around the world. You have a very wonderful setup as well. We joined forces because we share the same background. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, we're campaigning for that, and it's our good friend Lokesh said we need to get down to a grassroots granular level in terms of action. We have young leaders here leading the youth track, we have scholars, we have activists, so I think we have a good meeting, and people like Dr. Betty to bring a grand vision in here. So thank you all for advancing this peace platform of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. It supports Indo harmony, but it also supports Indo-Pacific. We've heard from people, actually we could have had 10 times on this call today. I just returned from Korea. We had 20,000 activists there in their big hall calling for unification. And I introduced this convening and what you all are doing here. The first night I was there, Nicholas was there, Malaysia, Philippines. They're very excited to come here, also to invite you to the Philippines in December. So you started something. When we reflect on Vivekananda, we find the idea, the living Vedanta of love. You know, Dr. King said the same thing, the moral imperative of our time is looking at the brutalities of love calling for this logic of love, because what's behind Vasudhava, which will become the living dynamic, as Sati said. If we're not embodying that and living that, that's where it begins. In Korea, by the way, our chairman, Dr. Hyunjin Kim Moon, very well received convention in the media, very positive. The Speaker of Parliament in Korea, who attended, also saw the launch of a major achievement with a new economic hub that his visionary leadership, together with Hyundai, launched a new project called Park One. It's the tallest skyscraper in the capital district. But the vision was igniting something that will eventually even create $1 trillion investment in North Korea, in North-South Korea, as an engine for peace. And I wanted to present, Ambassador asked me when I came, do you think it will happen in our lifetime? I said, well, I'm sure in their lifetime, the young leaders, but this book, The Korean Dream, by our chairman, Dr. may just convince you in our lifetime, Ambassador. Present this to you from here. We all dream big, as Dr. Rai said, if 1,000 people share it, become a reality. So this convening, and each of you have brought the idea that it's really not about the Gplc itself, but it's a catalyst, it's a springboard, it's a guiding rail before, during, and after. So far, from the last meeting, we were together at IIC on June 6th, Dr. Rai, and the theme was endorsed that you have before you didn't come from sky, it came from people in this room that were here. And we concluded that Gplc is a catalyst for the ongoing programs of youth and peace development. And there's 4 tracks. There can be added variations, but one was youth empowerment for the nation. Dr. Rai, I think you framed that. And tomorrow we're meeting again with the National Foundation for Communal Harmony with leadership from Pramod Sharma and USADA that's done many things with them along the Dhruva Lama chain and our team here to go north, south, east, west in India over the next 3 months and build up. There will be convenings. I know our sister, Dr. Gita Ramakrishna, wrote a beautiful note. Dhruva will be asking each of you to add up whatever it is you want to put in or to do. She wrote 7 points on behalf of the VC. We'll meet them again next Wednesday. And that might be one of the regional hub events, and Pramod Sharma will be guiding this also around the country. So that's a build-up. That's an action. We met these young leaders and a handful of others yesterday. They're very inspired. They're taking over and assigned to each of the tracks. Values-based peace-building tools for interfaith action and unity. This morning, we had a great meeting with our global interfaith partner, Ramakrishna Mission. Swami Shanta, Mananda, they are here. He might even be on the screen. I don't know if he joined. But he urged us to look at clusters of villages where livelihood skills are combined with communal harmony precepts of peace building. And he had other bright ideas. He also has called for a million peace movement in India and lending his support to build that. So each of you and each of these players are streams that are feeding into this. We have all the faiths here, Imam Alessi, Dr. Said, Dr. Jain, Buddhist, Christian brothers, and others in our beautiful Vedanta vision of Upanishads and Hindu ancient civilization, really. India is more than a nation state. Correct, Mr. Friday? It's an ancient, it's a civilizational ethos that the world today, I submit, is now more than. The third track, transforming education for the future. This is a brand that the UN is using. I won't take the thunder of Dr. Tony Devine is renowned around the world. We have entire school systems in Kenya, Uganda, Paraguay, Philippines, and other countries, and major innovators that are involved in this track with Dr. Pandey here, Ashok here, and so they'll explain more. And last, we've already heard from Sadvi, we'll hear from Dr. Trivedi, we'll hear from Lokesh, it's also on the ground with UNDP and youth, actions that can be taken at that level. So each of those tracks is an incubator of action before the conference. We're starting right away with these 4 regional convenings this year. With that, I thank you, Dr. Wright, for your leadership, your brotherhood. Been at your home, you've been around the world with us, and he can definitely rally a global foundation that we have. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. I can assure you that India is the basic figure of civilization, and very connected civilization where we live. Gplc is a big thing in India.
fact, not only India, but Indo Pacific. So these three words, victory by, I think we talked about youth too much. Not too much, youth deserve that. Youth empowerment and youth representation. The most Sharma is the Latvian person who bring global peace youth festival for last 3 years. They bring more than 20 countries, 20 countries including Pakistan, and giving them training for 1 week to come second half of October every year. This year is training for an hour, but very slowly is very Chhattisgarh. And with the task, after giving taking training, go to do some project and report back after coming in. So I think he one example of motivating and his whole life was committed. Rather he has invested all his whatever he has done in the house, he sold the house for actually he has sold his house, his business, everything to promote to I used to form. So I think Pramod Sharma is wonderful. We are working very closely. I have seen many other people in Chandigarh. And we youth and with them, we go back to their country and do good work and report back. Thank you, Pramod.
Thank you, David, for inviting me, and thank you, sir, for inviting us to this place. I was not aware of what they are actually doing. I was not, but they have been here many times nearby place, but super early. Now this is but the work you are doing, and especially the contribution of Indians around the world, which is situation also, which is very remarkable. And thank you for inviting us.
Motive, and I don't want to joke, but we want some action from all of you. Now we are talking about different things. Okay, we want action. Well, not thinking the what.
So now we like three things which I want to share in a 4 minutes. So 3 things and 2 minutes. One, like I already mentioned that we are planning for 4 national youth integration camps before the Gplc. So these 4 will be in collaboration with National Foundation for Popular Learning. We have a meeting tomorrow to close these 4 places and dates also. So these 4 will be the preparation and youth preparation for the Gplc. And secondly, we went on last 2 6 also, and it's time to fix a venue where we are going to have this program. So my suggestion will be if you can close at any healthcare center, it's a nice place. If we can book all auditoriums, we could place auditoriums there, and it's like fantastically located, proper parking, all facilities are there. I have heard about the Jam Bhavan plans also, but you know, like if on the spot something of the government program comes, that can be done. And last about the dates also, people who are in Delhi, they are more aware how situation in the first week of February will be. Sometimes it becomes too cold and black skies also. So if we can spend little more towards the middle of the month or towards the end of February, so that will be a good time to hold a conference. So these 3 points, anything is like we are there always to work together and set the program.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Dhruva. So far, Global Peace Foundation India chapters have main activities based on youth empowerment. So before the COVID, we do have activities called International Youth Exchange Program, where what we used to do is we used to send young people to join, Norway and then Nepal, 3 months, and they do different, the community activity over there, and they have wonderful experience for that. So again, after that, we do have a lot of youth activity currently also ongoing. It's more like innovative leadership area, campus program area, again, the social cohesion and peace building, which is running at the yes over here. So these are the activities, especially in empowering young people who are doing. Why we are doing these activities? Young people have a lot of energy, as we know. The young people, those energy who do not channelize in a constructive and creative and innovative way that is destructive for the society. So all of us, we know about it. That's why our main focus is to empowering the young people. So I guess I don't want to take a long time, and then we have a young and dynamic leader over here. Manoj Draupadi is representing all the young people. I guess he can elaborate more on how it is important, and as well as the Prime Minister Modi also so much emphasizing about the empowering women and youth. So he may. Especially young people have there is a lot of ambition. We have a lot of challenges, especially in the developing countries. They are not in the developed countries. So there is the futures of creativity also there. The young people have their own future career also there. I think more elaborated with the Manojji is the right person to give the address about this. I have been quite so many programs with Mr. Dubha. And what I came to know earlier also that we are here harmony, several communities, urban, with the help of this Global Peace Foundation. And sometimes I feel disappointed with Mr. Dubha and I think also that why we are not going into the deep root. I came from a village. Now the villages nearby Delhi are not rural, they are urban villages. But now also when people are start living in different sectors, different places, far away from their homes, from villages, like a nuclear family concept is being more adopted. I live in a joint family. So the connectivity, the kind of mental peace, harmony I am enjoying right now, I see there is a lack of that peace. It's still there in the other families which are living in colony. In another sector, first of all, the concept of living in a mutual harmony should be there. Moreover, we are now living in a social media club. We are now enjoying more time on TV platforms, mobile phones. A Global Peace Foundation has such a great platform that we can start creating such programs where we can go to university, we can go to colleges, we can go to schools. We can tell them that how they should spend their quality time with the family and we develop your inner consciousness, your peace inside you. Sajid also said, we have to develop our inner soul, we have to understand our inner core. That understanding should be more, I guess, the Global Peace Foundation has that potential, that inner core, that knowledge, that education can be transformed to all the channels. Transforming education, we have to definitely. We have been thousands of years. We are glad that 4 million people and so many people from so many nations are joining our hands to promote this collective.
Because more and more will be happy to come again, and the youth involvement should be more indulged in upcoming meetings and sessions. Whatever the Global Peace Foundation will touch from myself, I will be happy to do that. Gail, are you online? Gail, that is your turn now. Value-based education is a tool for this building. Can you summarize briefly in 3-4 months, 7 minutes time, what action you want to suggest to create value-based education as a tool for this building? Okay, you have the floor.
Are you saying my name? It's very difficult for us to hear sometimes. So is it my time to say something?
Let me repeat. Yes, it is your time to speak something on value-based education as
okay
for peace building. What you are proposing needs to be done in India and Indo-Pacific and all over the world also to make a peaceful, harmonious society. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much for inviting me to your country, albeit virtually. I'm really honored to be able to contribute a little bit today. I realized yesterday that I have known Dhruva for 15 years. Dhruva was so helpful to me in Nepal when GPF was working and supporting an orphanage of conflict victim children in 2007. And I remember Dr. Rai, so many conventions, and in 2012, when we gathered together the initial committee to begin the Indian chapter of GPF. So I'm so happy to be working with you again. So I'm wondering, what can I say about peace building in 3 minutes? So I just want to emphasize a few points about Global Peace Foundation's approach to peace building. The hard and fast policies that we have are, first of all, we have a collaborative approach. As you can see today, we don't work alone. I don't think we ever do anything alone. We always have many partners, and this creates a collective impact. Our peace building is relational. It's relational peace building. So we're substantializing our shared values through building relationships across divides. Another policy is that we only go where we're invited, and our peace building is community driven. So we already know deeply that the solutions are within the hearts and minds of the people involved. We focus on universal principles and shared values, which we all hold dear. It doesn't matter who we are or what religion we come from, what country we come from. We do have these universal principles that we hold very, very dear. So this is the glue. This is the glue that creates the unity in diversity. So it's the foundation where we can deeply experience our common humanity. So it seems simple, but it's really very, very profound. So we all have our groups and our community, whether it be religious or ethnic, demographic, or national. It's a basic human need to have a sense of belonging, and we have compassion and that sense of belonging in our group. But the challenge for us is to expand this. Does our sense of compassion for others and our sense of belonging, does it expand to the whole human family? That's really our big challenge. So that we need to work on this more, as practically everyone has said. And so it's so wonderful that we're all here today beginning to roll up our sleeves and work. And we're very, very excited about Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. India is serving in the role of Vishwa Guru, or global teacher, for global peace and harmony, with its unique heritage and vision of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. So globally, we have learned so much from you, from India, from Vivekananda to Mahatma Gandhi, and on and on. So we need to go much, much deeper, however, into that knowledge and really be able to live it. Over the years, I have come to know Swami Shanta, the current secretary of the Ramakrishna mission. I saw him on here. I'll be done in a minute, and then perhaps he can say something. I'm highly honored to say that he's a friend, and I'm so excited to be working together. When I put together the peace building track for our various conferences around the world, in Philippines and in Korea, I'm always, Swami Shantatmananda is on the top of my list, because we are very like-minded with the GPF vision statement being one family under God. I really like Dr. Rai's attitude today, and I like his refrain, action, action, action. So let me say that our action steps for the peace building track we'll be forming up a peace building task force to plan that track of the conference very soon, and we'll be inviting leaders such as yourselves to assist in that endeavor, to work together to plan the track. So watch your email for an invitation to that meeting very soon. I'm really looking forward to partnering with USATA and Pramod Sharma, supporting peace clubs and peace hubs. One idea is that the peace building track could merge with the youth track, perhaps on the second day of the conference, to begin to build the beginning momentum of a national peace movement. Peace building is the work that all of us can do, no matter who we are, to create harmonious families, communities, a harmonious nation with a future of sustainable peace. So let's all become peace builders. As the Swami started off this meeting, let us be the peace. Let's be peace builders. And thank you very much. And I think it looks like Swami Shantatmananda is not on at the moment. He's kind of coming on and off. Perhaps we can catch him if he comes back on. Okay, Dr. Rai, thank you so much.
I say action, 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 because I'm hearing for a long time that we are the problem, we are the problem, we are the problem. I say that we are the solution. We are the solution, we are the solution, we are the solution. And for that one, we have to take action, action, action. Take action, then solution will come. May I request families from Dapanandi, if online, are we available? Family. If not, then I think we should move to the next sub-theme, transforming education for future, character, creativity, interpretive, and workforce skills. It is very practical and very needed for the current situation, and that is what youth want to hear. And Dr. Ashok Pandey is here, and Tony Divine is there to address this sub-theme. So may I invite both of you? One can start, either Tony or maybe Pandey. Anybody can start and can supplement. I can see Tony Divine is there. So Tony, you are the speaker.
Okay, great. Thank you very much, Dr. Rai. Ashok was on, he just dropped, I think he'll be popping on again. So I'll just get going here. Ashok and I had a call earlier today to discuss this track. So the title of the track is Transforming Education for the Future, Character, Creativity, Entrepreneurship, and Workforce Skills. So what do we mean by all of this? So transforming education is a process of redefining learning to develop character competencies and values, right? These are very important to guide skills and new knowledge in order to prepare students for the modern workforce, but also that to help them to have a positive influence in their communities and in their world. So it's not just for work, but it's also for this larger engagement in society as well. And we feel that transforming education is really necessary to support economic development, societal and political stability, and ethical societies free from corruption. So the character development is an antidote to corruption, in fact. So our idea here is that each day, right, on day 1 and day 2, on February 8th and 9th, that we will have 2 significant sessions with 5 thought leaders and experts from India and internationally. So on day 1, we're going to focus on transforming education for the future. This is focusing on what is transforming education for the future, right? And so in this session, we'll present the vision and content of an education system as an ecosystem, engaging cross-sector stakeholders from the public, private, and social sectors. So India introduced a new national education policy in 2020. The previous policy was from 1986. There's a lot of discussion about that going on right now, and we hope that this Gplc will advance some of these ideas. And in addition to ideas, we're going to be looking at some of the policies and innovations underway to prepare students to be successful, right, in all aspects of their life, and to have the agency to contribute to the creation of flourishing societies, right? And also, too, how education stakeholders can create readiness in online access, quality of education, and very importantly, the well-being of students and teachers. So then on day 2, the second day, we're going to focus on how do we do this, right? Realizing future-ready education. How do teachers and school leaders reimagine their roles by having the future arc of their students at heart and creating engaging, innovative, personalized, and collaborative school cultures? And also, like, how schools can increase their effectiveness by becoming learning hubs in their community. So bridging the gap between the school or the educational institution and the community. So in addition to these panels, we are also thinking that each day we will have an in-depth interview with maybe 1 or 2 top thought leaders or experts, where we'll go a little bit more in depth with 1 or 2 people for about 45 minutes. So that will also happen on each of the 2 days. And between now and then, there'll be a number of build-up activities. World Teachers Day is happening in October. We're going to do something for that. Also, the International Day of Education is happening in January. We're going to do something for that as well. So that's just a quick overview of what we're thinking. We really welcome your inputs, to develop this plan here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tony. The key of most of the problems, and quality education can't be overemphasized. Education is the key of most of the problems, including the sustainable development goals also. And counseling is the one which I feel that students are missing. Most of them is where to go because they don't know what to do after doing their degree, diploma or master's degree. They don't know where to go. They are not able to think out of the box, especially going for the computer and the services. Lastly, how to get them entrepreneurs and stop job seeker to job giver. That's what the challenge which we are facing in India. Unemployment rate is going very high. There's no control on that one. And perhaps the solution is how to train our students to make them job seeker to job giver. Thank you. Thank you. That's what I was thinking for the future. You can see that how we can help in that line. Ashok Pandey around. Do you want to add something, or shall I move to other session? Looks like Ashok Pandey is not online at the moment. So we will move to next sub-theme, environmental conservation, and I will give the floor to Professor P.R. Trivedi. Sir, you are the great person in education. The time when India was not knowing about what is ecology and environment, that time he started Indian views of ecology and environment, and most of the people in India are trained on this. You can say that because of his influence, the ministry was started everything. So I think you are the right person to say how it is interlinked. Peace and environmental conservation also mentioned about water, sanitation, hygiene. If we are not at it, peace can't come. And in our peace prayer also say that if earth is peace, the water is peace, if plants are peaceful, there can't be peace. If the animals are also peaceful, they can't be. So I want to know how to relate with environmental conservation and peace and to promote Bhagava Kutumbam. Bhagava Kutumbam is not only for the human being. Living ecology makes it everywhere. Even plant, trees, and insects. So please, my dear friends, it's a great day as well as official occasion when we are discussing many facets of peace education, especially at the March movement. I also putting the inputs of ecology and environment, peace education. Friends, as Dr. Rai was saying about our Indian Institute of Ecology and Environment, which is 42 years old, started in 1980 when the Ministry of Environment. We established that institution and got it inaugurated by their Prime Minister, who was compelled to create the Ministry of Environment 1 year after our minister was born. So we have been helping Government of India and many federal and provincial governments in having a complete cadre of environmental education. We have been teaching right from the school level, secondary, post-secondary, bachelor, master's, and doctoral level. Till now, we have trained around 5 million persons all over the world. Coming to the main point of introducing environmental education in schools, especially in India, besides the colleges, we are Islam, which we are implementing for the past about 30 years, when the Delhi government invited us to really introduce environmental education in order to bring peace on our mother earth, especially in third million. So, for that matter, we selected 2,500 schools. So it is a news for you, but Delhi has approximately 2,500 government recognized schools, secondary schools, and senior secondary. I'm not talking of the primary and lower primary and PA schools. So every school has almost 3,000 students. So it's a matter of providing training to 7.5 million. In Indian language, we can say 75 lakh. 75 lakh people can be trained. So once we can train, say out of 20 million, about 7.5 million in Delhi itself. Delhi has a population of about 20 million. So in that case, we will be covering a large number of population of Delhi. And accordingly, as we hope that after we start, and we have been doing that, after we start providing training, the student becomes didactics. And the idea is to further educate them. The idea is to make them didactic because we want them to become educators and teachers and guide not only for their classmates, rather for their father, mother, guardians, their own teachers, rather than their mother. Once the child will start with father and mother and brother and uncle, it will be something like Islam on their cheeks. So they will be able to understand more and more, rather than I start doing Dr. Markandeya Rai and also Dr. Kaprara. But it's not possible. With the same age, people don't like to start. So friends, that way we can again replicate the same program all over India in order to ensure that every year at least about 400 to 500 million students get trained, and accordingly they also start guiding their families. Only then there can be a mass movement regarding peace education. Coming back to peace education, as most of you have been discussing, that it cannot be in isolation. The isolated items cannot be successful. We talk of peace education, unless we also know the applied side of it. As we all are knowing and we have discussed, that one of the aspects may be why peace education? Why is there a problem of peacelessness? Is because maybe because of unemployment? So how to solve the problem of unemployment? Maybe it is because of mental pollution or social pollution, or industrial pollution. How can we do that? And again, it may be because of the faulty in the system. If we all of us project we are knowing something, it is despite this faulty education system that we know something. Had there been a better system, there would have been no pollution. We are teaching peace education for the last 75, 60 years. Even then, we have come to a point of no return. It means our education system was not full. So we have to really have a neological and neocratic approach to governance. By neology, we understand the art and science of evolving a new doctrine. So there has been a neological approach to peace education. And neocracy means governance by new people. We have to give the language to new people, not only as old people or young people. Even old people can be more, but their presence must change. Today I am there to work so much young people there. So I have a bias for a particular movement. Accordingly, young person is also not same. Young cannot be same because they will grow old one day. So friends, that way we have to also see whether the reason of this is because of the population explosion. So we have to again dovetail the idea of not only peace education, but again dovetailed with population education. And if we have new communication strategy in India and China and Indonesia and most of the populous countries, we have to have a new strategy to see somehow that the style of approaching the grassroots level will be different. Otherwise, the way we are promoting through advertisement, nothing has happened, population is growing. So I don't say that everything will be done by GPF. GPF will be continuing to the action. The main aim will be peace education, but they have to also contact the partner institutions. And by partnering institutions, by also locating new institutions, we look after many problems. Maybe insurgents or peacelessness, or for that matter, population explosion, faulty education system, pollution, unemployment. Even the idea to make more job givers and job seekers, then we have to have entrepreneurial training bodies collaborated with us so that we start training them with full of real enthusiasm so that the first engineering and the Indian missionary would use our knowledge to the fullest extent of our ability. Thank you. Thank you, sir. We have given a lot of insights of the training, how to that GPF can't do everything and we have to partner with what we are here. And we want to see the dream together and to see that how we can join things together to do collectively to promote peace through resolving number of issues like restlessness, peacelessness, unemployment, and insurgency, pollution, whatever it is. Those who are affecting the peace, we have to check it out. We have the expert among us, like you, like others. So we have to use that expertise to see that how we can join hands and to I want to tell you because I will ask to really concentrate on the strategy of catching the students young by having peace education and with environmental education in Delhi and outside Delhi. For that matter, I have both We have been doing that for the last several years, and we pleasure to transfer that appropriate technology to GPF at the earliest. There, we must provide the training to the teachers. One or two teachers in all the qualified schools and the school to be trained to become a trainer, and then we train them as to how to conduct different types of debates, say, on environment. Debate competition, essay competition, dance and drama competition, painting competition, then elocution or transport competition, or environmental quiz competition. All those 10 types of competitions will be there throughout the year, so that they are badly engrossed in work, and that their guardians also know that as an extracurricular activity, which are knowing all the theoretical portion of whatever is put by the secondary school examination board. These activities will be the main part, and the entire family will learn if we have the essay competition, debate competition, dance and drama competition, painting competition, music competition, elocution, or transport competition, or collage making competition. That is what I wanted to hear. What needs to be done, and how the different bits and pieces and nuts and bolts can be tightened so that our people can move, and we can go on the track, and the right track to promote for the government. So with these few words, I think Lokesh to give something to also in environmental.
Hello, everyone. I think Trivedi and Abhidi cover almost all the points, but here I would like to give a small suggestion. When we are going to plan projects in respect of environment and conservation, we need to focus on working at micro level. To plan projects for specific geographical locations, not as a whole, as a India, as a particular state. Every area, geographical location has different aspects. Therefore, we need to focus on at micro level, at ground. Thank you.
Next item is group conveners and partners confirming process. Pramod Sharma and Dhruva. Pramod, want to say something? I think in other parts of them, there are those that you say, what they want to promote, what they want to support. You said that you did training, and you want to. But in the school convener and partner confirming the process.
I think Professor Trivedi is like to talk about the value situation, which is also here. So basically, the co-convener and the partners, we are proposing, and we are right now, co-convener can be like a, ISP where we are having the programs. Of course, we propose and we have a very good meeting with the Sunday Guardian here, Ashok Pandey. We do have a very good meeting with the, Gandhi Smriti Pratishthan's chair, president over there. Also, we have a National Foundation for Communal Harmony, the organization we work in long times. Of course, Trivedi organization. Of course, we have the organization who represent over the Mananda University, Dr. Thomas. We have Namdev. We have several the organizations we are connected. we have yoga. Ramdev ji is going to speak after for a while, I think. So these are the proposed. And regarding the venue, so we are proposing different venue. The first priority is if all the partners come together and we can have a celebration the big that new week. That was the Vigyan Bhavan Science Halls. So that's the first our priority for the have a venue over there, the conference. And then if we have to go a little bit, next. So Pramod ji was just giving me some guidance. Why don't we go to the India International Center or India Habitat Centers? Also, there are many others. The conference houses around it. Yeah. So I think Professor Trivedi also like to say about something about the venue, right?
First class is Vigyan Bhavan. If there is any problem, we want to our back to the plan B. See that either India International, India Habitat Center, Ambedkar Hall. But we have to see the practical side of it. If we just know within 15 days or 1 month about possibility or right. Supposing 10 days before the function, come to know that they can't do it. You will not get 1 hall anywhere. It's impossible. And you are talking of booking, you are talking of booking Mananda, Habitat Center, India is not possible. So unless you book it parallelly, unless money, supposing today you are going to book gas on, rather than booking Habitat Center, one part of it really including food and hall and all that. Habitat is very, very expensive because it is under private hands and 21 rates are high.
Dr. Again, what kind of numbers we are looking at?
We normally in the past it was about 800 to 1,000. Depending on Corona,
the next point is that nowadays, having a conference in hybrid mode, is more workable and more sensible. So in that case, actually the physical presence of the participants may not be to that extent. And the second point which I was saying is you may actually consider some auditorium in a university in which you will have some good captive participation also within that area. So like in Delhi University North Campus, you have very good auditoriums which are with a capacity of 300-400. And if you think that won't make sense, you may consider that.
Mananda University also has auditorium. What is the price? Bigger one, 300.
Please keep that it is centrally valuable.
We didn't change the style. In the meantime, I had a question. You are going to have a convention. You need to go 78 halls. Yeah. Four things of 4 halls already. After plenary, we need 4 small rooms for the something like this. Now, I think we have discussed enough and have got some ideas and views also. Then we have taken note of this one, taking properly for the solution. So we will definitely we should not run a risk for taking exam board. Because the last moment also something will happen and we will get into the future. So even some wasting of money, but we have some alternative place, and we look for maybe the university or the business.
One is that you have to take a decision whether this is going to be in hybrid mode or.
This should be a hybrid. Should be hybrid.
So you have to take a value in which that infrastructure for hybrid is available and it works well.
Okay. Some high level dignity are also possible to come with us sometime in this convention. In the past, some president and prime minister are some of the countries. And that's always that security protocol, all these things. Huh? No, other countries.
That purpose you have to get, security clearance.
Yeah.
They may be a big hall of us about that.
Yeah.
Or they can know. They can't. At least Indian president can't go to Bangladesh. America just Ambedkar, Ashoka, and Vijayawada. These three are appeared by the security. So you can't go to university.
Okay. We will just take advice from Mananda.
If they go to the professor at this faculty, they will go to university.
If we of the
So tonight, in this hybrid mode, technology is sitting on the guy as a stage, it will be from because the screens, they are unable to watch that program on what is going on. If it is not like someone can read the screen on other side. So that is the
So we have discussed, we will noted all these points. We will take into consideration. In case this time, we will decide and we will convey to our. In the dates also, February weather and 6, 7, 8, 9 February, which was tentative date, we will also we will discuss and maybe we will see the possibility that if we can little bit delay and move towards the end of the day.
Sometimes so much small they will not be able to see.
Now among us, we have our good friend and known trade university, Sukhbir Sharma. He has come, and now I think we would like to listen to him. So he missed most of the discussion on the same topic, how we move further, and also so let me. So, somebody.
बड़े लोग बैठे तो साहब आपने किसी पाली सारा प्रोग्राम बनाने का प्रोग्राम करना है तो आप पहले कर चुके हैं लेकिन अगर बड़ा प्रोग्राम करना है वो प्रोग्राम विजिबल होना है उसकी ज्यादा से ज्यादा नेशनल और इंटरनेशनल विजिबिलिटी कवर की तो बेसिकली एक तो ये ध्यान रखना है फॉर्म की क्या बात है जब कार्यक्रम करना है आंधी हो तूफान हो तो कार्यक्रम होना चाहिए और मेरे ख्याल से जब पार्लियामेंट चल रहा हो तब ये कार्यक्रम होगा तो इसका इम्पैक्ट इंटरनेशनल इम्पैक्ट होगा ड्यूरिंग पार्लियामेंट से। हाँ जी कहाँ से उसके लोग नहीं नहीं, सब वो तो खुश होके आएंगे, दिल्ली में सभी रहते हैं, मोदी जी कहाँ रहने देते हैं, तो उस समय अवेलेबिलिटी ज्यादा हो जाएगी। आप जिस भी डिग्निटरी को आप चाहेंगे तो प्रोग्राम का टाइम ऐसा रखा जाए कि वो एडजस्ट हो जाता है। उस समय सारे मिनिस्टर भी होंगे और पूरा कंसंट्रेशन होता है मीडिया का भी, हर चीज का। तो ये मेरा छोटा सा रिक्वेस्ट है। और क्योंकि अगर इंटरनेशनल विजिबिलिटी और प्रोग्राम जिस लेवल का जो सब्जेक्ट है उसके हिसाब से सेटेलाइट प्लेस की बात हो रही थी, जैसे गैदरिंग, आप कितनी गैदरिंग करना चाहते हैं, कितना बड़ा शो करना चाहते हैं, क्या क्या उसमें इवेंट होगा। प्रोग्राम करना तो ठीक है, डेट तय हो जाए, लेकिन उस प्रोग्राम का स्पेन क्या है, उस प्रोग्राम का मतलब उसमें क्या क्या इंग्रेडिएंट होगा और कितने लोग, किस किस कैटेगरी के लोग वहाँ पार्टिसिपेट करेंगे, जिसको हम ग्राउंड लेवल पर उसका एक इम्पैक्ट एक्चुअल में प्रोग्राम होने के बाद प्रोग्राम खत्म ना हो। तो जो हमारा मकसद है वो हमको रीच करना है टू द रिक्वायर्ड ऑडियंस, वी शुड रीच एंड द इम्पैक्ट शुड बी देयर। जहाँ तक मेरी ड्यूटी जो डॉक्टर साहब लगाएंगे, हम तो ये हमारे एकदम गार्जियन हैं, तो ये डायरेक्शन देंगे, हम उस काम को करेंगे। तो ये कहेंगे कि भाई वहाँ भीड़ को भर दो, हम भीड़ भर देंगे, ये भीड़ निकाल दो, भीड़ निकाल देंगे। जो भी कहेंगे वो हम कर देंगे। तो अब तो डॉक्टर साहब का आदेश होगा, वो करने के लिए तैयार है। ये छोटा सा, क्योंकि हम बहुत प्रोग्राम्स करते हैं। अच्छा, प्रोग्राम्स करते हैं, एक दफा मैंने इंटरनेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस किया था जिसमें सारे जजेस, चीफ जस्टिस और डीजीपीज और वहाँ सोनागासी एरिया की जीबी रोड की प्रोस्टिट्यूट्स, एक ऐसा इम्पैक्ट वाला प्रोग्राम हमने किया था, लेकिन इट वाज ड्यूरिंग द पार्लियामेंट सेशन। इसका इतना बड़ा इम्पैक्ट हुआ और पुलिस कमिश्नर दिल्ली जो थे उस समय RS गुप्ता, उन्होंने कहा कि ये मैं भी नहीं सोच सकता था। उसके बाद दिल्ली पुलिस को बहुत पैसा मिला, तो उनको प्रॉब्लम होती थी उसको एक्सपांशन में, इसमें कई स्टेक होल्डर्स और UNDP के साथ मैंने साइन किया। अरे वो चेयरमैन ऑफ लेबर वेलफेयर बोर्ड, तो मैंने ज्वाइन प्रोग्राम किया। यही मेरा कहना है। बाकी जो आपका आदेश होगा वो सब तय होता है, आपको पार्लियामेंट के उसमें पता लग गया था, वो चेक करके। जी 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 जी, बहुत बेस्ट टाइम होता है और उसको बहुत अच्छा लगेगा। लेकिन गैदरिंग, कितनी गैदरिंग को आप बताएंगे, उस हिसाब का फिर सेटेलाइट प्लेस देख लिया था।
तो वी शर्मा जी का बहुत ज्यादा परिचय मैंने नहीं करा, लेकिन ये ग्रेट और सबसे बड़ी बात है कि इन्होंने रोटी आंदोलन चलाया कोरोना के समय। लाखों लोगों को कन्याकुमारी से लेकर कश्मीर तक, हजारों लोगों को रिक्रूट किया इन्होंने। उन्होंने श्योर कराया कि अपने नेबर से जरूर जाकर पूछो कि तुम्हारे पास खाना है। अगर एक आदमी को खाना जरूर है। वो आंदोलन के साथ हम जुड़े थे और मैं कह सकता हूँ कि ये बहुत बड़ा मैंने इन्होंने काम किया। ये इस आंदोलन को चाहते हैं कि विश्वव्यापी तरह विश्व में कहीं भी कोई भूखा है तो हमारी जिम्मेवारी को होगी। तो शर्मा जी ने बहुत से बहुत से काम किए हैं। होटल कर्मचारियों के भी संगठन के प्रेसिडेंट रहे और बहुत से आंदोलन चलाए हैं और मैं हमेशा गरीबों का और जो नीचे के तबके के लोगों को उनको खाने का काम मिला। तो भी शर्मा जी हम लोग बस 2 मिनट में, तो हमारे 1-2 स्पीकर अभी लगे हैं, थॉमस को और मैं we have already discussed a lot of things, and I don't go into details anymore. Only 2 things I would like to underline, that the focus on the younger generation is the right focus. To build up the upcoming generation. And secondly, the multi-dimensional social approach is also the balanced understood approach. So these two things I would like to underline. Thank you.
I'm honored to be amongst
the chief professor in Mananda University. Peace and development.
Thank you so much, Dr.
And I'm the member of the advisory board with technical.
I would like to just add on. I think many things are going on. It's quite interesting, and we would love to be a part of it. Anyway, whatever we could contribute, definitely we would love to be a part of this. One is when we are talking about youth first, and this conference is mainly for youth. I think we need to find out strategically how to connect youth directly to this conference. And it should not be like for conference we are inviting and people are joining. We should make it very, very special and very, very. There has to be some phases through which the youth has to pass on those phases, and then only they will be a part of this conference. So there would be a buzz about this conference because these youth will pass on the message about the conference and the message of it. So I think that way we need to have some strategy to connect to youth because there are different models through which we can actually, either make youth brand ambassadors further. So it would not be, conference is one part. I'm talking about the pre-work of the conferences, which is equally important to connect the youth and to bring appropriate youth. And then using those youth champions further for our further growth. Thank you so much.
May I request now Anil Jaggi? Is he online? Anil? Anil?
Nice.
Now, does anybody want to speak? नारायण जी, लास्ट में आपका आशीर्वाद। एक मिनट, आधा मिनट, आधों में सुनिए आप।
Thank you very much. We have been working for since the inception of the our motto is so we are very pleased and we have volunteered to be the partner when Dr. Markandeya Rai has informed us. My simple suggestion is that in modern world, 3 books are considered to be the making. One was Adam the Same Wealth of Nation, another was Theory of Personality by Marx, and third is Gram Swaraj by Gandhi. All establishing world peace, global peace. These two consider the Gram Swaraj as the basis for enforcing global peace.
Thank you very much. नारी का ग्राम स्वराज भी हम चाहते हैं कि स्वराज तभी होगा जब अब वो नाम देने से मैं कुछ कहूँगा कि विहंगम योग के बिना पर जो चर्चा हुई थी वो आप लेकर दो सब बोले क्या 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 आपका सहयोग हो सकता है और जब डॉक्टर मून आ रहे हैं चलना पॉसिबल होगा क्या?
धन्यवाद
मेरा नाम मेरे विहंगम योग से है श्याम जी, योग संस्थान क्वार्टर इलाहाबाद में अभी मोदी जी गए थे जी का मंदिर जो सबसे बड़ा बना मंदिर जो है चौधरी मंदिर 14 फरवरी को वैसे मोदी जी
धन्यवाद सभी को, बहुत अच्छा लगा मुझे यहाँ पे आके और ये सच ऑनर टू बी देयर। हम लोग ग्लोबल शांति की बात करते ही रहते हैं और बहुत अच्छा लगा ग्लोबल फाउंडेशन अब इतने अच्छे स्थान पर है। जैसे स्थान जैसे कि बोलना चाहूँगा मानसी जहाज है इसके था तो उनका स्वागत है आश्रम भी करेंगे। आपको मिला भी कि थोड़ा मिलना चाहते हैं आपको काफी खुशी हुई चाहे तो डेडिकेटली बता दें ऐसा कॉन्फ्रेंस कर सकते हैं आप लोगों की क्या Absolutely. I think it is very much possible if we are forced to get a grant center रखा जाए बनारस में प्रोग्राम होगा विजिट का तो यूथ से मिलने का होगा बिल्कुल उसमें हम क्या कर सकते हैं कि समाज के विभिन्न लोगों को ऑलमोस्ट ऑल जैसे महिला के बेटे हैं कोई आया कोई प्रोफेसर भी है सभी लोग गर्मी था और मैं चाहूंगा कि बगल में बिहार भी है बिहार वेरी क्लोज बाय सो वी कैन इनवाइट सम प्रोफेसर्स फ्रॉम यूनिवर्सिटी फ्रॉम वेस्ट यूनिवर्सिटी देयर दे कैन बी पार्ट ऑफ द कॉन्फ्रेंस एज वेल तो हम लोग को एक बड़ा सा कार्यक्रम वहाँ पे आप चाहे आप डेट हमें बता दें हमको लगता है कि दिल्ली के बाद ही होगा तो मैं चाहूंगा कि अगर लास्ट वीक ऑफ फरवरी एंड फर्स्ट वीक ऑफ मार्च with the most conducive time the weather is very beautiful and I think we can have a great program there as well. Absolutely. और जैसा भी आप चाहें और मैं चाहूंगा कि रीजनल रूट के सामने पद्धति से भी लोग जुड़े यहाँ से भी जुड़े उनसे रिपोर्ट वही है क्योंकि शांति की तो बात होती रहती है लेकिन सबसे बड़ी बात जो है मन की है अगर मन अगर करती है स्थिर है गंभीर है शांत है तो विश्व शांति क्योंकि हम भी शांति है अगर हम शांत नहीं है तो शांति स्थापना नहीं है।
गंगम योग का नारा था कि ईश्वर है मैं निवासी गंगा का मतलब होता है पक्षी की आत्मा पक्षी है उड़ करके तो चला जाएगा और मैं वो विद्या बताऊंगा कि आप कैसे पर पाता
बस नहीं कहना चाहूंगा हमारे गुरुदेव जो है सुख शांति सबको मिले यह उपदेश हमारा सारा विश्व हमारा है हम
तुम की बात है सुख शांति सबको मिले सारा विश्व हम लोग समापन की तरफ पढ़े अगर आप कुछ कहना चाहेंगे
मैं एक्चुअली चाह रहा था कि हम सबके बाहर भी तो हैं ये और ये दो ही कुछ बैठे इनके भी आवाज सुनो what is there I would just like to listen to these two people आप लोगों को सुनते क्या प्रोग्राम में
नमस्ते सबको मेरा नाम यश है और और उसके साथ साथ मैं ईस्ट इंडिया में भी एक एजुकेटर हूँ तो मैंने अपना स्ट्रीम साइंस स्ट्रीम से चेंज करके सोशल वर्क में से आया था कि I was not satisfied by working in laboratories day so I thought जो disconnect था that should be connected. We started with this philosophy then I did my master's in comparative religions from Jamia and yeah so my main focus area is interfaith harmony both on facets of faith and Buddhist foundation education and knowledge मेरा बस यही है कि लाइफ में सक्सेसफुल होने के लिए हमें जो that's what my Buddhist teachers tell me जैसे कभी रामदेव कहते थे we need two ways to be successful one is compassion one is wisdom तो उसके बिना हम जिंदगी की उड़ान नहीं उड़ सकते so yeah that's my and I'm very religious person I follow all the faiths now my job is कि मेरे बच्चे जो है एजुकेशन में सीख कर जाए मैं उनको आगे लेकर जाऊँ
Good evening, everyone. Namaste. So I am Nandini. I have recently started working with global education and I am still graduate in international relations. So, that we have actually got the experience of in the content studies, environmental studies, various kinds of studies. This is a very diverse book, which really helps me think about conflict and environment as a thing. So, in my undergraduate, I worked through specialization in the conflict. And now I want to link it to environment. Therefore, I'm planning to go for master's and do a research on environment and conflict at the same time. And how are these two interrelated and how we can go towards it in the coming future? What are the possibilities? So these are my main agendas, and I think joining Global Peace Foundation is giving me that platform. Since we're talking about environment right now, it has given me so many ideas, like how we can actually. There's a lot of possibility if we all come together and work together for some goals, confidence, peace, and enlightenment, which is the need of the RIP. And I think all of us count on that. And it is my privilege, and I really hope to work with you all and learn from your experiences and make this confidence like whatever we achieve, whatever we are aiming to achieve with the help of us. Thank you.
I think after hearing, I think that we can support AISP also sometime in some other program. You have good interest. So when we are working with GPF, maybe you can find some of the program. We have to use program many times. Program we are connecting with the youth who are coming from home. Yeah, how to go to it. Very bright.
इसमें दो चीजें हो रही हैं एक है I've been a president for Delhi so many conferences, so many events, programs, and we hosting so much of things, and for the chance to be representing the international forum, European Union forum, leadership in so many national and international conferences. अभी कार्यक्रम की बात हो रही है तो शायद इंस्टीट्यूशंस और सेक्टरी होते हैं वहाँ जगह के लिए पार्लियामेंट के लिए ही बनाया है छोटे वर्ग भी हैं बड़े भी हैं not all facilities you are hoping for and second of all the university is not degree of कितने वर्षों से मैंने कोई उसके अलावा भी इसमें आप इवेंट क्रिएट कर सकते हैं पहले ही जिसकी मार्केटिंग और सब की तो उसमें भी हमारे इवेंट क्रिएट करते हैं उसका जो भी मैम कह रहे हैं मानव रचना में जितनी यूनिवर्सिटीज हैं आसपास के आसपास राज्यों में उनको भी कनेक्ट करते हैं जब सरके आ जाएंगे तो ये बताइए
Today we don't have much time, but whatever you are doing, we have one rural youth entrepreneur foundation. Owner of that, my chairman earlier was India. I'm the director of that one. And we have given employment for more than thousands of young people in the country. And the aim is to give employment to stop migration from rural to whether giving employment in that place, same place. And we will promote it, and this is
And same thing keeping in mind, how do you do this? How you can
will connect you will
Thank you so much. I think
I heard of you that some packages are being developed. I want to go to the interactive 0.7 or the online course international service. Courses are ready. The pleasure to give that course, and I understand that in online division is very fast because all these recordings are going on. It can be a capsule course to make everybody interested in the art of question and social lessons by undergoing this course. Again, one was the GPF in order to have some online awareness programs. Just go and teach someone and come back. Doesn't matter much unless I need to offer a capsule course where at the end of the course and by the authority vested in you, you can confer your certificate of participation. In that there is an awareness, and they will keep that e-book or even hard copy book always in their homes. So on interface we have about 10 modules. On disarmament studies there are 30 modules. On environment there are 100 modules. Altogether, we know you can add up 400, 500 modules will be gifted to GPF, and again GPF can further go gifting into other faculty institutions, so that program of providing online education gather home.
I think a lot of good suggestions have come, and most important is creating awareness, people to people contact, and transform yourself, be the change you want to see in the world, and then to see the dream together. So we have to summarize all these things, and the copy will be sent to all of you, so that we can see that what role you can play and how you can support this convention. And we will take into account all the suggestions about the dates and venue, and we will come back to you. Is that all right? Any question? Any suggestion? Final one? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for all your cooperation, support, and we need your help and guidance. Not only up to service, beyond that one are coming years to come and decades to come. Thank you. Now, 3 years next are up. Please don't go without that.
Thank you, Margaret, for bringing all of you. Thank you. So long.